Look at Matthew chapter 24.
There is a new benefit.
Matthew chapter 24, point is verse. That's the wrong one. Salakia. So look at Matthew chapter 24, point is verse 12, and it reads, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, all glory to Elohim Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Kodash, double honors to the elders, to the apostles that learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives, freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and Aqua, they're listening and learning. Lord willing, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, who appear like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Brother Yahweh, come back to you another lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh meaning He is, He exists, or He to be. By Hashem, by His end, how is thus Hashem's name? Yahushai meaning He saves, or He delivers. True name to the Most High God, the Son, who people English call God in Jesus Christ, but whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushai. This lesson is inspired by. I was scrolling and came across this video, and I had to watch it twice because at first I didn't realize. What would you call it, like satire? It's a skit. It's comedy for real. But at the same time, it's not. It's the mindset of people. The Lord. What's the word? Being facetious. The Lord asks you a question. Like it's certain scriptures written in the Bible where the Lord asks you a question, which He clearly know the answer, but he being facetious. Being what's the word? Like you got a style of comedy where like if you ever seen the show House, like the Dr. House, he was a very arrogant, well, he knew his shit too though, so it ain't nothing wrong with scriptures talk about being humble, but at the same time when you on your game, that's just like when brothers is on they game with the scriptures or doing what they supposed to do. Self-esteem isn't a bad thing. There's a lot of individuals that lack confidence. That's why when a brother did the video, which I respected the video, because he made one key point. He didn't exclude himself. He said we all came in here with egos and pride. To have pride in being an Israelite is a beautiful thing because we are great people, but at the same time, look at how destroyed our people are. So it should really humble you too, showing you how the Lord can take something great and make it something, or He could take something that's really like based and make it great. This Edomite is a base man, but yet still he's considered the power of on the planet. Now all this devil been exposed. This is a hell of a year too. We ain't even in the third month yet, and March is always a month of war. It'll be beautiful if they strike. Let this shit jump off. Because these people need a hellified wake-up call. I'm all over the place though, but I'm gonna say fair use when I play the video. I'm not profiting off of the copyright disclaimer. I'm just gonna line up some things in the video with some scriptures that come through the Spirit. But point of the lesson is, like I said again, I had to watch it twice because at first I thought it was serious, but then I realized, damn, I cannot think of what the form of comedy where sarcasm. Right, I think it's sarcasm. Corey Holcomb kind of like sarcastic when he does comedy, But he always talk about how his baby mama. He really do that shit too. He be like, he'll fuck with no like super like. He said he gonna fuck with some project chicks. He said the project bitch would be happy with just you bought her some groceries and stuff. He said a little shit, paid her phone bill or something. You know what I mean? Like he's funny, but said you get these bougie ass bras. You can't please them. The dick ain't pleased them. Whatever you buy ain't please them. Like that's a miserable existence. But I'm gonna play this again. It's a comedy. But just showing you the direction and the spirit that the Lord is putting on these people. Because the scriptures talk about, what's that, in 2 Ezra chapter 16? The scriptures talk about they're going to be pretty much spoiling each other's houses for the lack of bread. So it ain't gonna be about. You'll have some demonic people out here. It's not gonna be about. Oh, you a single parent or you're a single mother with 4 or 5 kids. Those gonna be the victims, especially amongst our people. I was just listening to the elder brother. He did a video. He was talking about how guns and ammo is not gonna save you, which he's correct. Nah, some individual. If put it like this, I'm gonna say this much: the way I learned it, and which I agree, because the Lord, that same brother made the statement. He said, "The Lord gonna put it on your spirit. You gonna know when to. You gonna have to like protect yourself." The scriptures talk about the Messiah told Peter to go get. When I read that, because the way the scripture's written, I knew I read it, and then when I reread it, one gospel didn't say about him going to get the sword, but then I think it's the book of Luke. It says the Messiah told Peter to go get the sword. So the only reason why Peter had the sword is because the Messiah told him to do it. But it was all for prophecy's sake as well. Because you remember, Peter used the sword. He didn't just have it. He wasn't just brandishing it. He ain't like a goofy ass nigga want to show everybody he got it. No, he used that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And did what our big brother, our Lord and Savior, do. He healed the individual he attacked with it. So it was all, through the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So again, fair use. I'm not profiting off of this so much as a line some scriptures up with this lesson. Lord willing, is edifying.
Woke me up for what? You need.
I don't even know if I said that. So I'm going to say, call Lord Yahweh Shabbat Hashem. Double honor to the elders and to the apostles that I learned the truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking our lives and the freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Aqua, thought they're listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of the other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to the truth. To you, I say Shalom. Brother Yahweh, stop coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua, Yahweh, meaning He is, He exists, or He to be. Hashem, Bas, in Has, the Hashem's name, Yahushua, meaning He saves, or He deliverer. True names of the Most High God and His Son, who these people ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua. And like I said again, it's deep because of the fact that he's making a joke about it, but this is going to really be the mindset of a lot of the people. And that's why the scriptures talk about the love of many waxing cold. So again, fair use. I'm not profiting off of this. I'm just about to line some of the things he's saying up with scriptures. Lord willing, is edifying.
My partner called me this morning talking about, Al, where you at? I said, why, nigga, you got that money you owe me? And to my surprise, he was like, that's why I'm calling you, because I need you to take me to the bank to get that. What? So in my head, I'm like, oh, this nigga must got his Texas. Bruh. So shit, I go pull up on him. And mind you, I ain't seen my partner in a minute. So when he walk out the house, I'm like, damn, this nigga getting skinny as hell. No. And in my head, I'm like, man, I hope I ain't been lending this nigga money to support his crack habit.
Come on now, dog.
Yeah, because this nigga look like he either been smoking or he got that Magic Johnson.
Come on, man.
And I wanted to ask him about it, but I was like, man, I'm going to just wait till we finish taking care of business. So when he got in the car, I was like, man, so what bank you going to? And this nigga looked at me with a straight face and said, the blood bank. The blood bank? God damn, man. Come on, D-Love, man. You can't be doing that bad, man.
You know what? And again, he making mockery or he being sarcastic with it. But, you got people that's really drilling. I'm going to say this much. When I was homeless, I seen a lot of people support themselves and live off that. The scriptures talk about you're not supposed to basically like draw your blood. I would have to go look it up, but I know it's in the Old Testament. It talks about, as far as your blood is sacred, So as far as like selling it and whatnot, and the craziest part is like they don't really take the blood; they take your plasma. They separate the plasma from the blood. But nonetheless, and it's so funny because they create medicines out of the plasma, but they don't pay you nothing but pennies. But you really got individuals trying to survive based on that. I knew a nigga I grew up with that was in the streets. This nigga would be doing drugs and go to sell her plasma. I mean, and it was just funny, but it wasn't funny, you know what I'm saying? Like showing you how fucked up our people is. Like I was like, man, I mean, this nigga, you have a better person that they in the street, so they know everybody in the street, they can go get you whatever you try to get, but yet still, they not in the street the way they think. They think they really doing some shit. Nigga, you really out here just, my brother will call you in the way. You ain't really got no game plan. You just out here throwing bricks at the penitentiary type of shit. You just out here in the street, you know, anything can happen to you at any time. And to show you how, like it's a saying, they said the Lord got mercy for babies and fools, you know. But if you have any true understanding of the scriptures, you know the Lord really don't. You know, like the Lord will take out an infant, whoever perished being innocent. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh. He talking about, man, that's how I been eating, man.
Damn.
You know, nigga can't find a job out here, man. Niggas acting like they can't help it.
So that's what I said. When he come across with it, it's serious. But he's really making mockery of it. I remember the one brother was doing a video, and he showed that one female, and she was talking about, I got my babies, I got to feed them and all that old shit. And she was in the food. But that lady makes skits. So that's our people mindset for you. That bitch probably doing better than all of us. Because she don't got a little followers. She make a lot of little skits. She got a skit where she pull out the pistol. You know what I mean? She the gangster bitch. All that old shit. And really, you like the brother did a video talking about Hunger Games was really mockery. Because it is. These devils try to say, I got that much power that I'm going to have you act like animals to live. And the mindset of the people, they so weak. A motherfucking solution. That's why I don't want to be around niggas when this shit go down. Because I already know they coming in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know niggas, you know? And I always say it. I say these niggas are so tough, but like I said again, you know, I'm gonna give a personal testimony. When I first moved over here, literally, they was talking about there's a white guy trying to burn down the fucking house. Now, you got all these people up here supposed to be neighborhood watch, Crips and Bloods, what, you know what I mean? Like, I only bring up Crips and Bloods because that was a neighborhood watch. So, you know, you got people policing their neighborhoods. But I found it funny. I said, well, damn, you niggas want to act like y'all so tough with me, but where was y'all at when the white dude, do you know what we'd have did? If we'd have caught a nigga trying to do, the fuck is you talking about? So, that don't impress me when a nigga talk about I'm going to do something to another nigga. No, what impressed me is when you gonna stand up again, because they coming. But Jake is so beaten down. It's really like when the elders bring out the scripture, or the scriptures talk about Judah's the old lion who should rouse him up. Judah beat and destroyed. Like, I don't give a fuck how tough these niggas playing. Like, these niggas literally seeing that warlike spirit come back on these Edomites, and niggas nervous. Niggas nervous, man. Like I said again, now don't get me wrong. The Lord gonna deal with whom he dealing with. But these niggas, like I said again, you see, you know, it's like when I used to get locked up or in the street, you'll see an Edomite, he'll have a pass. A nigga, another fellow Jake, be walking in the neighborhood that he's not familiar with and get pressed. Edomite will walk and he'll just have all the liberty in the world. You know what I'm saying? They won't question, why is this hunky down here? Nothing. Our people fucked up, man.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, started out as a side hustle, now they turned the shit into full time.
He making jokes and mockery about it, but at the same time, he's right. You got people really surviving on that. You know, you got these day labor jobs where you'll go out and get paid the same day. I called one dude, said ain't no point even coming down here. Said shit, might be 40 people in here, maybe only 3 or 4 people go out. I just did a lesson about, it was 7 trucking companies that all filed bankruptcy the same day. If who brings your food, that's showing you that the economy, and what's so funny about this whole situation for real is this. DJ Trump is still making all these crazy ass statements and his policies is doing it, but motherfuckers think he's really better in something. Like, your trucking industry shows a lot about your economy. How do you think goods get moved around the country through these trucking industries? Yeah, some be on trailers or trains, and then they get to the train yard, and then the truck come get them and take them from there. But they're usually moving through some kind of trucking. Well, if and that number 7 is the number of completion, this place is done.
I said, nah, I can't let my nigga go out like this, man.
No.
So I said, how much you owe me, man? He was like, $40, man. I was like, you know what, man?
Bruh.
Just give me 35, man.
Come on now, dog.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck y'all thought was gonna happen, but I need mine. My partner called me this morning talking about, Al, where you...
I'm gonna replay it, and it's kind of funny, but it's not though, because again, like I say, that's why I came with Matthew 24 verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You go that word cold is cool, like psycho. You know, you got somebody that's finding this hilarious. You know, you just like for instance, you'll have a motherfucker steal from a person. I remember a nigga tried to go in my car one time, right? Nigga motherfucking went in my car. I left my doors unlocked. I thought I locked them and I left them unlocked. Nigga go in my car, right? I remember telling the young brother about that because he thought that somebody stole his shit out of his car. He parked over about where I was staying at. So long story short, I go in the car. I see my car been kind of rifled through. Only thing in there was like some change. Like maybe not even 50 cents. I think like 35 cents. So tell me why I go through the car, see somebody rifle through my car, but it wasn't nothing there with the little change. He stole the change. The nigga's so stupid, he left his phone. So I got the phone. I'm holding on to the phone. Nigga call. Hey, you see my phone? Where my phone at? He said, hey, man, you got my phone. I said, yeah, you got my 35 cents. You want to come get your phone? That nigga never called back again. Because, you know, like the mindset of a motherfucker, how you going to steal but then think you supposed to be blessed? That's like with Esau Edom. You done did all that. That's what I say, like, fuck a nigga like that. Like, nigga, I don't feel sorry for you. Be joined on to him. Like the what elder brother was saying, he said, shit, all you motherfucking niggas that love America, burn with this bitch. And I felt him wholeheartedly. I said, I agree, I concur. Yeah, nigga, you can't, man, they showed the video. I forgot who did the video. I think it was the beloved elder apostle. I mean, not the elder apostle, the beloved elder from Houston. You know, he be doing a post. And he was like, it was a video with the chick and she was up there. I don't want to hear nothing about that racism with DJ Trump. I'm like, bitch, this dude clearly show you that, like, you better go ask Omarosa. But a lot of these people are under strong delusion. So you know, again, and what's worse, you know, I can forgive a child or somebody of low IQ or, you know what I mean, just, you know, low, what's the word? Life experience. You could, because, you know, as young men, I mean, I was a young man, you know, can't two people tell you too much of shit. And of course, you're going to respect more of who you respect. But at the same time, it's like, you don't really got no life experience, but you think you got it. So when you, like the brother said, he said, shit, you run into a wall as a man, you want to do all this tough shit. You want to be tough. So as men, we ain't looking to go get nobody else. A man's supposed to handle his own shit. I'm watching a grown-ass man try to get other people involved. That's what women do. So I get it, you know what I mean? I get it a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you feel some kind of way about me, but you want to go get some other people involved. Like, that's what women do. Women sit up there and literally will key your car up and not let you know that they did it. I've seen niggas fuck the nigga shit up and sit there and wait on the nigga to come see I did it. You know what I'm talking about? Because we not supposed to move like a female. Like gangsters move in silence with you know, a silent night and all that type shit. But I'm just saying, like, I've literally witnessed that with my own eyes. Nigga, fuck, we gonna do it at nighttime. We gonna do it in broad daylight. So you know I didn't. Now you know you got an issue. So all that tough guy, because I'm not a tough guy. You know, I've seen and witnessed it, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I want to like to wait to believe I'm coming back in the manhood. You know, it takes more strength to actually forgive than it does to actually, like, bring forth your idea of judgment. Mercy is a powerful tool, yeah. But it's funny who gets mercy, right? And I heard Jake say, "Oh, that was the Lord's will." Is it the Lord's will or was it His will? Which one is it? I mean, ultimately, if the Lord dealing with you, I think the Lord has dealt with every brother. I watched the brother pray to rain, and it rained. It rained hard, but it rained nonetheless. I said, damn, that's a powerful. individual that the Lord showed for. Because to make a statement like that in front of a group of brothers is very deep, and then for the Lord to come through with it. But then I watched that same individual sit up there and say, well, Jake shouldn't even talk about how he gave up how much time for fasting, you know? So call me confused, you know what I mean? Yeah. I ain't gonna say I second guess nothing, because like the elder said, if you don't really believe that we got it or the Lord dealing with us, you shouldn't even really be around us. And I agree with him on that. Like, the fuck? Don't just come around me when you want me to help you pay your fucking rent or you want to go eat some chicken wings. Like, nigga, don't you know niggas gonna die? Don't you know that, unless the Lord with you and you allotted for certain stuff, you're not gonna be able to deal with it unless the Lord truly dealing with you? I'm Salakia. This was funny, but it's not funny, because that's the mentality of most individuals in his flesh. A brother just did a video, and I can't even find the video. I meant to watch it. He said he had a vivid dream about the importance of brothers and his truth. A true brother is going, that's what when you see when brothers be sitting up there talking about some, I got the brothers, because it's nothing like the brothers, you know what I mean? But we are in weak ass flesh, and the scriptures say, well, not the scriptures, is a saying, brothers say every brother ain't a brother. And that's just fact. You know what I mean?
I said, what, nigga, you got that money you owe me? And to my surprise, it was like, that's why I'm calling you, because I need you to take me to the bank to get that. What? So in my head, I'm like, oh, this nigga must got his Texas. Bruh. So shit, I go pull up on him. And mind you, I ain't seen my partner in a minute. So when he walk out the house, I'm like, damn, this nigga getting skinny as hell. No. And in my head, I'm like, man, I hope I ain't been lending this nigga money to support his crack habit.
Come on now, dog.
Yeah, because this nigga look like he'd have been smoking or he got that Magic Johnson.
Come on, man.
And I wanted to ask him about it, but I was like, man, I'm going to just wait till we finish taking care of business. So when he got in the car, I was like, man, so what bank you going to? And this nigga looked at me with a straight face and said, the blood bank. The blood bank? God damn, man. Come on, D-Love, man. You can't be doing that bad, man.
No.
He talking about, man, that's how I been eating, man.
Damn.
This nigga can't find a job out here, man. Niggas acting like they can't help a nigga out.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey, he started off as a side hustle. Now it turned the shit into full time. Damn, man.
He needs some milk.
I know, man. This shit. Nigga gotta do what I gotta do, right? And as we was on the way to that blood bank, man, I had an epiphany. I said, nah, I can't let my nigga go out like this, man.
No.
So I said, how much you owe me, man? He was like, $40, man. I was like, you know what, man?
Bruh.
Just give me 35, man.
Come on now, dog.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck y'all thought was gonna happen, but I need mine.
Book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the sin upon sin, the love of many shall wax cold. So the scriptures talk about friend gonna fight against friend, like enemy, brother against brother. You know, the scriptures talk about they'll be of their own household, would be they. How do it go? I think it's Matthew chapter 10. Oh boy. Matthew 10. I think it's like for I have come to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 35. For I have come to set a man against I have come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. In verse 36, the point, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. You know. And we already seen that take place to a degree with the whole CV situation, C19, you know. Yeah, individuals. I heard personal testimonies of brothers talking about they went to go see their family, and because they didn't have that shit, they literally like, you can't come in. So just imagine when the real testing come though, because again, that was just like, that was a minute That was little itty bitty. You know what I'm saying? Wait till it ain't no food, or wait, and you gonna see how this shit really is some cutthroat, and like Monopoly. Monopoly is a very cutthroat game. One of my favorite card games is Cutthroat. Not because I'm a cutthroat, but because of the fact that I see how quick people switch up. Cutthroat is a hell of a game because you got to utilize a partner, but it's really you for yourself. And a cutthroat to do anything, just like a nigga that'll lie. If a nigga, I remember his brother was talking about that. He said, nigga, I hate a liar and a thief. He said, because if you a lie, you'll do anything. He said, if you steal, you'll kill. I would say this, when I was younger, because a lot of people in my family used to be thieves. My dad used to talk about, I had a lot of uncles, and a lot of my uncles didn't make it. They died at young ages. And, my dad was like the oldest out of 10 children, which is a perfect number, right? So he would just bring up certain uncles that I lost at a young age. He was like, a lot of them was thieves, you know what I mean? Like, because my dad and them grew up poor. My father grew up right around the Great Depression. Like, the fuck? My dad was born like the same year, like Bill Cosby or somebody. Like, I think Bill Cosby was born in like 36. So you do understand at those times, Jake was taking a beating. Well, Jake wasn't as completely as fucked up as Esau, but that's all around the time of the Great Depression. You do get it, right? And we about to see and witness this thing again. That's how you know, like the elders say, if it worked, they're not going to change up the playbook. Again, I often bring out the fact of you got a lot of the social services because of the fact of the Great Depression. Social Security came out of the fact of the Great Depression. You do get that, right? And to show you how it's a flawed system, they created this shit because people lost everything during the Great Depression. So they came up with Social Security, and they already talked about Social Security pretty much is to the point that's not going to be around forever. You know what I mean? So again, it's a flawed, fucked up ass system that everybody's just trying to keep on utilizing when it was never set up to really be sustainable. And that's what happens when you got a child in rulership, You ever gave a child like, what's the word? Power over what they gonna eat or like what they want to wear. Like I let my children pick out their own clothes, right? Because girls should be all on that. I remember the brother, his little daughter used to like to change her clothes and throw on clothes and whatnot. Girly girl, right? That shit was so cute. But my daughter's not in. But one of my daughters is, but for the most part, my daughter's not into that shit. But again, like I bring it up because I think about it. Like at the end of the day, like you would think girls is all about fashion and whatnot, and I give them the opportunity to pick their shit. And a child not knowing no better, that's why you shouldn't take a child or children seriously like that. I mean, I'm not saying don't listen to them, because they got opinions and thoughts and all that shit. What I'm saying is a child don't even know what they want to eat. So how can you say that a child say, I feel like I'm a boy? A child could watch a movie and, you know what I mean? Like, this is how wicked these demons got their own perverted, like a lot of parents. A parent, like, what's that one little child, Renee Ramsey, that was in the child pageants and shit like that? Now it makes you question, because remember, she disappeared, but it's all coming out about what these elites been doing. So you don't know if they literally, like, allowed them to grab her and, you know what I mean? You don't know what the fuck. We don't know nothing about nothing. All we can do is speculate and assume, and assumptions ain't a good thing. You don't even know what the fuck you talking about, but you assuming some shit. Like, at least know what the fuck you talking about before you speak on it. That's what I try to do. If you ever pay attention, I really don't try to speculate. You know what I mean? I know this for a fact. I see it. I don't try to just, I think, like, how proud you got to be to think, because you think you know this and that, or the Lord dealing with you like the Lord can humble your ass real quick. Make you look stupid. Look at Jake. That's the terrifying thing about the situation. The elder always talking about, you got individuals that the Lord would appear like, because they got this going on, they got that going on, the Lord dealing with them. But we all understand, like the Lord don't necessarily have to be dealing with you just because you ain't being judged or, you getting attention. All attention ain't good attention. And I guarantee you, like a lot of individuals, like they said, they try to distance themselves from this truth. That's why we're Jesus Christ. Like literally, you still involved. What are you talking about? How you gonna trust the devil? I always, when I think of that, I think of the movie Saw. I think Saw 2, when the nigga went into the furnace. That nigga, he had to go in there to do something in order to get them to the next room. And he went in there, and when he got in there, pretty much the door shut. And the only way for him to open the door was he had to burn himself. And said, when you in hell, only one that can help you is the devil. So he had to actually like sacrifice. That's what makes Saul so great. He was willing to sacrifice to live. How much do you really want to live? It's a song. I like all kind of music, right? Just like the elders. I remember Jake used to laugh at me because I used to literally listen to certain music. And I was just like that. But he's supposed to know music. That was funny to me. But anyhow, Metallica, I like Metallica, and they got a song called Nothing Else Matters. And he said pretty much nothing else mattered but them getting to where they pretty much, like, because at one point in time they did their struggles. That's how usually things go. Like we're struggling now. We're struggling on a road to actually come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that's when we're going to get our heart's desire once we, the Lord comes back with our big brother and delivers us. We're going to get changed, get the new bodies, and we're going to get the kingdom. But, as far as everything else, as far as what we have in this life, the monetary system, what we about to have to go through, that don't really matter. That's why the scriptures talk about your eye being single towards what's to come. Scriptures talk about a new heavens and a new earth, and which dwelleth in righteousness, roughly paraphrased. Who will want to hold on to this? Day by day, this shit getting worse and worse. I'm living in a house, this bitch falling apart. I'm hoping the Lord let me get out of this one this time. If these motherfuckers ain't doing a little weird shit, again, got me thinking weird. Demons fucking with me, A pride of man, huh? Ain't that something? Salakia for the rambling. So I'm gonna get out these scriptures because again, it was satire, it was a joke, but at the same time, he was dead fucking serious too. And that's the mindset and mentality of the people. So if majority of the people is in that spirit, what makes you, why don't you think the love of many shall wax cold? Why don't you think 2 Ezra 16 where they talking about we're going to be spoiling your houses for lack of bread? Meaning I'm going to be running up in your shit. Give me that. All that, I've seen videos where niggas, one of them was in East Cleveland. A nigga getting into it with his girl and they beat the dog shit out of the nigga. Some young niggas, which was all spiritual. The Lord put spirits on them young niggas to do that. Because these be the same young niggas that have put their hands on they bitch though. They mama. You know what I mean? Geez, why ends? The book of Isaiah chapter 24, starting at verse 3, and it says, the land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled. For the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua have spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. People taking a beating. Again, he made a joke out of it, but you don't see the truth in that. I saw a brother do a lesson. I was going to do a lesson off of it.
Nobody's telling you.
He was talking about the new apartment is the parking lot. And they was just talking about something in my city where they was talking about pretty much people. Let me find it, see if I can find the article. Because I was going to do a lesson on it, but I didn't get a chance to. Say Trump floats deporting Americans that don't work to the other country. This nigga just saying whatever the fuck he want. Like, that's funny. drug resistant super gonorrhea. It's funny how all these little super diseases coming out of nowhere, right? Nah, he just believe in Jesus so much, huh? I wonder if I saved it because I know I was gonna do a lesson on the damn thing. Oh, that's it. I had to try to find it. Yeah, I don't know where the this book of Second Ezra chapter 16, starting at verse 18, and reads, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So a scourge is like a whip. So, pretty much when we go off, the Lord will send judgment. And judging doesn't have to necessarily be final. Ultimate judgment is to give up the ghost. But the Lord, if the Lord is trying to get you to come back on the right track, or He's just trying to get your attention, He may do something to you and not really like destroy you completely. Like recently, just something like that happened to me last year. And the crazy part is, it's really not how they, and I guess I don't have the gift of gab, or just like, Jake would tell me certain little things, and I'm like, if the Lord with you, He'll deliver you from anything. And I get that now. Jake was like, you better run. Jake, you just don't even know. I got some wind, but I can't move good. So, like, everything the will of the Lord. You get what I'm saying? But saying all that to say this, the Lord might do something to get your attention, to get you to straighten up. You got to remember, the scriptures talk about it's a straight path. So we got to walk it justly. You can't be all, that's what scriptures talk about, being sober-minded. You can't be all, drunken and move it all over the place. When a drunk person walk, they staggering. You liken that onto being in the dark, groping. We supposed to have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We supposed to have the truth. So we shouldn't be staggering. You should know clearly what you're involved in and which way you're going. You should. Now, again, like I said, we all fall short. We all go off. We all, nobody's perfect. But the scriptures say, be thee perfect like your Father is perfect. So we ain't supposed to just keep on making the same mistakes, and you know what I mean? We supposed to actually grow. That's like the elders talking about stagnant water. Stagnant water is like can be detrimental to you, because water's supposed to flow. That's how it's constantly cleaning itself. That's how you clean it. It's getting filtered and whatnot. By it's flowing. That's why Bruce Lee said be like water. You know what I mean? Then when you see water that's just like in a pond, a stream is steadily flowing, and a pond is stagnant. So if an animal come and just defecates inside the water, that's gonna be unclean water. That's why you got to be constantly in the spirit. And that's why the elders, promote the fact of constantly doing videos and lessons. Because if you're doing that, you constantly doing the will and work of Yahweh Shem Yahshua was pleasing on him. So you're going to stay locked into the spirit. This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 39, the point, and it reads, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. And we seeing that take place right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's so much going on in the world, you can't make it up. That other video talking about the baby said pretty much he got canceled or fell off because of the fact, I don't know how new or old this is, but he was saying how he didn't want to participate in them rituals. Second Ezra chapter 8 and verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And a hell of a way to struggle or to suffer is being in a position as a man, not being able to take care of your responsibilities. Even more so for a female, it's more so for a man, because a man's supposed to be the provider. But, in this society, I've heard brothers say they got households. You really need two incomes. I remember one brother, he was like, pretty much he was trying to explain to his Eve about how, pretty much, because a man gonna do it regardless. Some brothers built, that's their nature, they spirit, they not satisfied with one female. And if you pleasing the Lord will give you your heart desire. I remember one point in time I could have had two. Yeah. And then when I came to realize, like, I really don't want that. I'm really just doing that because Jake just seeing other people talk about doing it, or Like, and I'm not a follower. It's just like, because when I take those things, like, she a headache. So why the fuck, Like, and there's always gonna be some kind of, unless they truly in order, you might just be inviting Satan in the house. You ever had a woman sit up there and tell you, oh yeah, I'm with this, and then second guess you after the fucking fact? And everybody don't experience that, you know what I mean? What I experience or what certain individuals experience or certain Akim experience is not the case for everybody. I just came to the conclusion that wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Like I said, and I had the opportunity to do it. I was like, yeah. This is not our rest, you know what I mean? Like, again, you got individuals content. I heard the elder speaking on freaking frack. He said this man got multiple women. He said, shit, yeah, so he got to do that good work for them. It's expensive. You got 3 or 4 women over here, you try to maintain your integrity. The fuck, again, it's more to that. You got to just, and all these women with it, like, oh yeah, we cool. Like, you just a powerful individual. Fuck out of here. Just because you can say some words and make them sound good and you can break down the definition don't make you powerful. Like, that don't make you powerful. Just because you can manipulate or you can talk well doesn't make you powerful. That's just a talent the Lord gave you. And all those that willingly and knowingly and purposely like sold out, like when the elder stood up there and said that, he said he heard with his own ears for himself, the individual told me he really didn't believe. And that's why the elder made that statement. So why are you around us then? The fuck? Why are you around? Like, again, everything I do for a purpose and a reason. I just don't do it because I saw all them do it. You know what I mean? Like, ultimately, the scriptures talk about seek out your own salvation. I can't save you, just like you can't save me. And if you're doing some shit that I think that's going to actually be detrimental to me, why the fuck would I mean? You know what I mean? And as a man, you would think, like the elder brother said, I can't walk your walk for you. You a man that you like I said, you got to walk your own walk. But don't do some dumbass shit. And then now you a child needing me to help you. You know what I mean? You got grown ass men while they got shit to say doing shit like that. You sit up here, you grown man, let you tell it, but then you sit up here making decisions like a little child. So I should be fucking spoon feeding you like you're a fucking child you acting like, right? But people want to get offended. I ain't supposed to get offended though. Yeah, the fuck out of here. It's the book of Ezekiel chapter 7. And the point is verse 5. Because again, bad times is coming. Bad times is here. You know, for them to even do that video about you living in the parking lot, they was just going to statistically like how much, like they not even probably reporting the true numbers of how bad people down. Like how fucked up people going. Like people taking an ass kicking. And that's another reason why you should truly fear the Lord. Like, man, look, the Lord got these people feeling it. And he's not playing with nobody. The book of Ezekiel chapter 7, point is verse, I'm going to start at verse 3. And it reads, now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thy abominations. And my eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Verse 5, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, power and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. The end is come, the end is come, and watching for thee, behold, it is come. And we watching the end of this man's society, his rulership, his reign. You know, we watching the end of an age, which is so beautiful. So, you know, this is not the time to get weak. This is the time to lock in through the spirit and power Yahweh Shemashah, because again, the closer we get, the more severe and serious and just the more the Lord about to show you he mean business. Like what they do on Snowfall say, you know I mean business. He say, you know I mean business. So with that, I'm gonna give all praises, all honor, and all glory to Elohim Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash, that will honor to the elders, to the apostles that I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat up there listening and learning, Lord willing. This is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but who subscribe to the truth. To you, I say shalom. So next time, Lord willing, say shalom, shalom. Say Kwame Yasharala. I'm going to say Mwak Wabba. Shalom. Yahweh my heart.